3, 2, 1, Tetris. And what a day of Tetris this has been. This is our penultimate match of the stream. After this one, we will have Sidnev versus Deck, right? Versus Deck. And so in back-to-back matches, a top 8er will be determined. And we're on a series of remixes, so that's a little annoying, so I'm gonna skip through that one. Can't believe you forgot who I was. No, I just knew it was. I didn't forget who you were. I forget who Pink was at that moment. Listen, it's a long day, Deck, okay? All right. Deck, listen to me. We are underway here in the blue and olive top 16 in Classic Tetris Monthly Mega Masters, CTM's annual championship. Our prize pool is up to $14,444.44. And thanks to today, Tom J. Silver Sauce, and especially, not especially, but Shelby had a very generous contribution. But people are contributing what they can, and so what is one person's contribution and generous for them might be different from another person. So I take it back. Thank you so much to your perfectly appropriately sized contributions from Shall Be Satisfied, Silver Sauce, and Tom J. J in the window. Thank you so very much. 180 for Blue Scuti, 236 for Portal. On the left side, it is Blue Scuti, a 6-time CTM Masters event winner qualifying into seed number 4. Made it here to the top 32. Beat Andre in the previous round. An overall PB of 12.4 million. Was the first one on the game crash list. Had a run of 10 finals in a row come to an end, but had an amazing run from March to February. Made the finals of the Masters, the Masters event 10 months in a row, but overall 6 wins. So Scuti must have been top 4 in Mega Masters last year, right? Because Portal and Scuti met in the top 8 in Mega Masters last year. So yeah, Scuti. I forgot where Scuti was in Mega Masters last year. $267 Blue Scuti, $360 for Portal. Was it 9 finals? Maybe it was 9 finals, but it was a lot of finals. Scuti also the runner-up, pretty goated DAS player as well. Took second in CTWC's DAS North American Championship last year, the Jonas Cup, and also took on won a couple of regionals in the last couple of years, Kansas City and in Stillwater. At the library, that's really the qualifier that I most regret not having gone to, because I worked in a library in high school for 4 years and also in college for a couple of years. So I love libraries. 383 for Blue Scuti, 439 for Portal. Barrett says 4 straight CTLs. I don't know what a CTL is, but it sounds very interesting. No, I guess. Did he win 4 straight CTLs? That's pretty crazy. Anyway, that is Blue Scuti. On the right side, it is Panic Portal. Or as we say, Portal with 3 L's. Oh man, the The wind outside is just crazy whipping around. Portal, seed number 13, defeated Dan V to make it here into the top 16. From Kazakhstan as a PB of 5.5 million. That would be good for about 16 or 17 on the overall list. If we're on the leaderboard, was in top 8 of Mega Masters last year, as mentioned. That went out against Scuti. Also took first in a Russia event, 2021. 562 for Portal into 19, but an awkward transition. 526 here for Blue Scuti. Portal going to chuck a long bar down the middle. That'll take one burn, but also just fill out that board a little bit. Scuti 551 now. Oh, that Portal is, yeah, first in CT Russia in 23, second last year. Both of those finals versus Neko, who we saw earlier in this stream. So now we are very close in lines and score between these two players. 6 lines apart, just about that same score. Tetris for Scuti 606. And Portal now digging out. Tetris for Scuti 665, 668 for Portal now. Portal still 6 to 8 lines ahead. The scores still close. So a minor, little, tiny pace lead for Scuti right now. So both players top 8ing last year, and only one of them is going to make it this time. Let's see if I can brighten this up a little bit. Oh, that's not good. All right, that'll help. Contrast will help. All right, not bad. 784 for Blue Scuti, 737 for Portal. Okay, Tetris for Portal, 816. That was in column 2, I believe. And crazy survival. Portal now, level 28. 4 lines away from 29. The speed is going to double. That Z to the left. It's going to complicate things a little bit for Portal, and now his board pretty high. He's got some work to do. Can he get over to that left? The answer is nothing. That's going to be a top out for Portal at 869, and Blue Scuti is good in game number 1. Yeah, Portal loves to live high like that. Okay, so yeah, if you want to contribute to that prize pool, you can do it. Use the Matcherino command on Twitch or on YouTube. That will bring up 2 links. The first one is the one for Mega Masters. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It is 5:19 here in Texas. We've been going since 12:45. I also had my CT match, my Tier 6 match against Kalimocho. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm smurfing now to try to get a CT roll. I did win that. I am not smurfing. I really did just qualify that bad. All right, players getting their initial couple of Tetrises here in game number 2. Have we broken me? Never. Bend but don't break, right? I've got to, it's been 7 years. You think I'd be able to win my own tournament? Scuti made a tournament and won it like that same year. So what am I doing wrong? 115 for Blue Scuti, 96,000 for Portal. There's a Tetris Portal, 118, 115 for Scuti, and another Tetris. So 26,000, both players. Scuti up by about a Tetris. Stillwater was totally rigged, says Hazel. Oh, no. Ben Squirrely confirms. Oh, my God. We've got a scandal here. Guys, take it to Rabbit Hole. All right, Scuti maybe going for a dirty Tetris. This vintage Scuti. He loves them dirty Tetrises. 185 for Scuti, 166 for Portal. All right, Scuti had by about 40,000, maybe a little more now, like 60,000. All right, Scuti had no great place for that Z piece, so he just kind of chucked it over there, made a couple of gaps, or one gap, I guess. Now he's going to go take care of that. Well, first he's going to get that Tetris, and then he's going to take care of it. No problem. Very easy. But Scuti with it, like that reverse staircase over on the left side of the board. So now he's got to get to work fixing all that. Portal 231. Longbar gets down. Tetris Portal. And another one, 278. The lines are about tied. Scuti up by about 54,000. All right, Scuti kind of in need of a J piece. Gets the J. Top player privilege with that J. If you're not a good player, you don't if you're not a top player, you don't get that J ever. 381 for Blue Scuti. Longbar down. Tetris 403, 370 for Portal. We're just about to cross that 100 line mark that Kingsman loves so well. Oh, now we're getting to the music that I usually use like before, like during the pre-roll. I usually scroll all the way down the playlist so nothing repeats. So we are getting there now to the last album on the Flex Style playlist. 462 for Portal, another Tetris 485, and Scuti gets one 527. All right, let's see what Scuti's plan is here. Yeah, he's just gonna... Well, what is he gonna do? Exposes that little thing there. Okay, Longbar goes in. Tetris comes out. 577 for Scuti. 579 for Portal into 19. Scuti will transition here maybe with an awkward board. We'll see what he's going to do. All right, a little awkward, but opens up the right. And he's got burns as well, so he didn't necessarily need a long bar. You can just take these burns bit by bit. And now a long bar. 2 of them would be very useful for Scuti right now. And there's a skim, a double, a Tetris, and there we are. 614 for blue Scuti. 657 Portal Tetris. It's always weird when you got like 2 words in your name, because there are some people on the internet, you know, they want to like refer to you by shorthand. Oh, a couple little misdrops down the bottom there for Portal, but still pretty low. So I remember very early in the blue Scuti days, you know, everybody now will call him Scuti or blue Scuti, you know, the whole name. But I remember one person in chat was calling him Blue. Like, good game, Blue. Like, so it's like if you have a 2-part name, there are people who will call you by the wrong part. And I don't know how socially we decide which part is the right part, but Blue is definitely not it. That's a cartoon dog. 801 for Portal, 777 for blue Scuti. Like if someone started just calling me Dweller. Yeah, good luck, Panic. It's like, yeah, you think you probably should go for the substantive, right? The noun, but Kip Duran with the €2 super chat says, "You're my boy, Blue." I think that's a reference to something that I don't understand. I think that's what, Blue's Clues? Is that the dog? Is that what he says to the Blue's Clues? All right, 963 for blue Scuti, 996 for Portal. And now that they are closer in lines, they have basically the same score and same lines. You'll always be Vandrew to me. Oh, thanks, Spoopy. Thanks, Skeletal. T-Spin Scuti in the middle of the board. From Old School? Yeah, I don't know. Have I seen Old School? I don't think I saw that. It's not Blue's Clues? I don't know. I haven't seen either one. Old School. What are you people watching? Is it on Canopy? Then I'm not watching it. I'll watch it when it gets on the Criterion channel. B77 entry into 29 for Portal. He gets another Tetris immediately. And he's got a 1.2. 1.1 for Scuti. So right now, Portal 100,000 point lead. Not the best board, but it's doable. Centerwell Tetris. Okay, not too bad. Scuti gets set up. Long bar over Tetris Scuti CO5. He's within 65,000. Yeah, Pines Cutely has a verb and an adverb. So where do you go there? All right, 619 for Scuti. He's bringing it down. Needs a bar for that right side and gets it C59. Portal motoring along D63. Uncovers the right side. Got some burns here to take. This is complicated. Portal uncovers the right side, has to recover it immediately, getting pieces all the way to left. It's crazy. Portal with that Tetris, crazy. E21 for him, D33 for blue Scuti. All right, Scuti takes a burn. Tetris for Scuti, D87. Portal's board climbing. That's a top out. The target for Scuti is E71. E71 target. There's a Tetris for blue Scuti. Tetrises on 35. Worth 43,000, so he's one away. We'll get to your chat in a minute there, Kip Duran. The Scuti 13, 10,000 away. And just single and double this out. 17 lines is plenty. Because singles here worth 1,500 points, so one more will do it. And there it is for Scuti. Scuti going to take game number 2 in a Chasedown. Portal really putting up pace, though, with the 1.4. And really putting Scuti through his paces. But you'd expect nothing less in the top 16. So GG's to both players, but Scuti will survive and take this one. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Ben Squirrely, are you saying I need to grab an energy bar? I mean, I don't think stuff metabolizes quickly enough to give myself energy in the next like 30 minutes. Does it? I don't know. I mean, I'm ignorant, but I feel like it doesn't feel like it's gonna go through me that quickly. So I'm just going to grin and bear it and wait for dinner, which will be around 7 o'clock. Fruit can do that. All right. I'm learning. 83,000 for Blue Scuti, 118 for Portal. Portal needs to win this game to extend this match. It's a tough draw here in the top 16, but are there any easy draws in the top 16? I don't think so. Portal's board getting pretty high. Gets the skim, gets the Tetris. Portal do be like that. Living up high on the board. What's for dinner? I'm not exactly sure, but I'll have to see what I have available and defrosted. But I am in the mood for, as I said, I do have some gyro meats. I have tzatziki, some feta. That is what I'm in the mood for. And I just make that as a bowl, not even in a pita or anything. Mr. Spoopy Skeletal with the 500 bits. Thank you for the cheer. Appreciate that. This is donating to the Get Scuti Some Creatine Fund. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see how he does without the creatine. How about that? Why do Americans love fajitas? I think it's mid. Yeah, fajitas is like, all right, you know how like fajitas are like the self-checkout of food. Like they just give you all the ingredients at the table and then they expect you to do all the work. It's like, well, I came to this restaurant to be served, right? Why do I have to do all the work? That's shadow work, right? Isn't that what they call that? Fajitas are shadow work. Kip says, Vandy probably eating king crab and lobster with all this CTM money. Oh, no. I wish. I wish I were. 284 for Blue Scuti, 357 for Portal. Vandy, are you a go to the cashier to check out type of person? Yeah, more often than not. I like to interact, you know? I'm not Mr. Social Butterfly necessarily, but I do like, you know, interacting with service people. Maybe because it's safer and they can't be mean to you. I don't know. That's some weird psychology there, but I'm not weird with them, but you know, it's just kind of having been in the, you know, retail checkout business myself at some point. I sort of sympathize and empathize, so it's fun to interact. Like I heard some news story, maybe I watched it or whatever. 400 for Blue Scuti, 435 for Portal. He's going to get a dirty Tetris 458 and another non-dirty Tetris 481. But I read some, I saw some news story, I forget where, that said like some store somewhere is implementing a slow checkout line for like seniors who want to like have a chat with the cashier. And I'm like, I'm all about that line. I will be in that line. So if that makes me a senior citizen, then, you know, so be it. $5.28 for Portal, $4.94 for Blue Scuti. I mean, if there's a long line, you don't sit there, you know, yucking it up with them, right? But, you know, if there's not a lot going on, then yeah, you can interact. Tricky Pete says, is it true that Harry rejected to bet against you because you are self-employed or unemployed in his framing? Yes. Portal going to transition into 19, up a little bit high, but that board comes like right down. 589 now for Portal. Skimming at Tetris for Scuti after getting into 19. He's at 569. And a Tetris for Scuti, 596. Scuti back by about 2 lines and about 20,000 points. Tetris Scuti, 648. 667 Portal. Yeah, the only thing I've had today is coffee. So, like all this coffee on an empty stomach, that's great. You should really eat something? I mean, I'll be all right. I'm fine. 730 for Scuti, 728 for Portal. Oh, super chats? Kip Duran says, Vandy tells the checkout girls he runs CTM. No, I don't generally... don't rizz up supermarket checkout girls. I don't know. That's a little, you know, it's like a captive audience here. They can't, you know, it's not really the right thing to do. Also, you know, I'm 47, so it's also not the best. Sorry, Kip. 829 for Blue Scuti, 908 for Portal. So who do I rizz up by name dropping CTM? That's a good question. One thing I do when I'm out, if I'm at a store that has computers that are connected to the internet, like, oh no, Blue Scuti with the long bar hang there. This is gonna be tough. Gotta bring this down. Oh my goodness, he's getting pieces over left and right. What the heck? And Scuti went to survival and the Tetris. 919 for Scuti. Crazy survival for him. Portal now in a position where he's got to survive. He's up near the top of the board, close to 29. This could be tough. So we'll see what he's going to do to try to get out of this. He's waiting for a bar. He gets a bar down there. That takes it down 2 rows. And now Portal chucking pieces to the left, to the right. Trying to bring this down. A72 for Portal. Scuti is in at 946. Portal bringing this down. And there is a double for Portal. Oh no, that left side for Portal. He's got to bring this down. He opens up the right. He needs a bar. The bar gets over. Can he get anything left? What can he get going? This is so hard. I mean, Portal just crazy, just flinging these pieces around. How are they getting over? Oh no, that left side. Still alive though, still bringing it down. How is he doing even what he's doing? This is crazy. The long bar can't get over to the left. It's going to be a top out for Portal at B40. B41 is the target for Blue Scuti. See if he can chase it down. If he can, he will punch his ticket to the top 8. All Portal can do is sit and watch and wait. I mean, that survival for Portal, even though ultimately it did not work, maybe it was enough to survive this. We'll see. And he's adding points the entire time. A56 for Blue Scuti. He's on level 34. He's got 45 lines to go. And I was going to say, one thing I do when I'm at a store that has computers for sale that are connected to the internet, I'll just like open 4 or 5 of them, like the browser up to like CTM on YouTube. I just leave them running. And they probably reset after like 5 minutes anyway, but whatever. B21 for Blue Scuti. B40 for Portal. That is what he's trying to chase down. A B41 would seal it. Seven, eight, well, basically 4,000 to go. Tetris is, I mean, lines here worth 1,500 points. So there it is. Blue Scuti is going to chase this down. A great effort from Portal. I don't know how Portal was doing what he was doing up near the top of that board. Ultimately, he didn't survive, but I mean, that was really, like, I don't know how he survived as long as he did. And really, all that survival could have been the difference between winning that game and not, because he was putting up points the entire time with an opponent that was, you know, kind of chasing him from behind. So there you go. Blue Scuti is the winner. And there he is, another top 8 finisher. Blue Scuti will be moving on. Yeah, bro was doing 29.5, maybe 29.6. Who knows? That was crazy. But GG's Blue Scuti. You will be moving on to the top 8. You did amazing. Portal did amazing. Everybody should give a virtual round of applause to Portal as well. That was pretty bonkers. And all right, we're getting CTM Cribs here, I guess. CTM Cribs is here. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. Join our Discord server, the largest Classic Tetris community online, at ctm.gg/discord, and follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.